Although most economic theory favours free international trade, many countries still have some trade barriers in place to try to protect local industries. And, according to one World Trade Organization agreement, one of the few methods approved for use as a trade barrier is the tariff. A tariff is an import duty or import tax that is charged or levied on imports. But why would a country want to levy a tariff on imported goods?
Well, one reason is to make imported goods more expensive for consumers, usually to prop up local producers of similar products.
Now, as a consumer, you may say, hang on, I want access to those goods. They're the most competitively priced and better quality. The theory of free international trade would agree with you. According to the theories of absolute and comparative advantage, the country that can most efficiently produce a good should be the one that gets to make it.
Imposing tariffs on imported goods creates the illusion that domestically manufactured goods are competitive in price compared to their international rivals. The danger is that domestic producers will continue to produce inefficiently, which means they're wasting resources. Having said all that, there are still good reasons to make imported goods more expensive.
We have not seen a narrowing of the gap internationally between the North and the South, the wealth gap. My sense is that we have to go back to the drawing boards and look at an international trade and industrial policy model where economies that are comparable in their stages of development create trade blocks, and within such trade blocks there is a measure of free competition. But South African clothing manufacturers can never and will never be competitive against clothing manufacturers in China if one unpacks the environment within which each one operates. It is just a very, very unlevel playing field.
One of the main arguments for the use of tariffs is called the infant industry argument. When certain types of industries are first started off, it's impossible for them to compete with more established competitors in other countries. There are inefficiencies and mistakes are made, and there's room for improvement.
It takes quite a while before these industries start making money.
Once the industry is established, then it should be able to make a profit without the help or protection from government. The infant industry argument proposes that no one should be denied the chance to develop and to grow into a self-sustaining productive entity. When it reaches this stage, the government should stop the protection and stop taxing the imported products. Well, that's the theory. A common flaw in the infant industry approach, however, is that the protection continues after they've grown, and this goes against the whole idea of free and fair trade. Even though the local industry grows up, the tariffs on imported products from overseas competitors stay in place, either because government is unaware that the local industry has become competitive, or, in more sinister circumstances, sometimes even when they do know. Of course, the producer doesn't complain that it's free to carry on charging the higher prices, even if it's become more efficient, and government may be reluctant to stop the tariffs too, because these are a source of revenue. The result is, though, that the consumer ends up paying the higher price caused by the tariff, while the now matured producer enjoys the benefit of a protection that is no longer justified. Let's try to understand